And the stream starts now. So Rushmere 3D just asked when the stream's starting, and hopefully I have sound. Let me make sure. All right, I'm showing sound. So if you guys are hearing me today, please let me know in the chat. I've got my chat going. I've got a whoop from Rushmere, so maybe things are going as they're supposed to. Let me know if the chat's coming through. Also, let me know if it's relatively in sync. I have a new camera today. So let me know what you think. How's the sound? Is it in sync relatively? Got a new camera today. So my M50 that I was using, my Canon M50, bit the dust. Not totally bit the dust. It had some problems. And so I had to send it off for repair. I took that as a sign that it was time to upgrade. And then I'll have two nice cameras. So I'm running my M6 Mark II today, which I'm pretty happy with. I like it a lot more than the M50, to be honest. And so I'm trying the new setup today. So far, I think it looks really good. And like I said, it was a lot easier to use than the M50, but then again, I know it now. So let's see how many people we got joining us today. What do we got concurrent? It's showing me 0, so I'll assume that that's right and no one's watching. Oh, we got 39. All right, so we got 39 people joining. I know as the stream gets going, more and more people will join me. Some people don't start until after we get going a little bit. So let me see here. Let's see who we got in the chat today. Let's go and do the hellos as usual. We got Chris and Asker and Rushmere, and I'm not going to get everyone. David, 3D Medic, Vince. Let's see, we got Lone Tech. If I don't call out your name, please don't take offense. And we've got Ann. So we got all sorts of people. We got an Olaf from Derek, or excuse me, from Trina. Oh boy, people try to make this difficult. We'll call it Trini. And Derek, and oh, we got JP from Sweden here, and we got Aaron. Try Nitro. Thank you so much for sounding that out for me. That's much easier. Try Nitro. We've got John. Again, we'll do some housekeeping real quick as people join up, and then we will start the unboxing. I'm going to go for about 2 hours here as usual. You know, I usually run over if we're in the middle of a print, but that often just depends on how long the printer takes to put together. So what's going on in my world? Well, yesterday I put out a big video on the Micro Swiss Direct Drive, and I have to admit it was like the second biggest video I've ever put out in terms of the number of hits it got in the first 24 hours. So if you took a look at that video, if you've watched that one, thank you very much. That one was a big hit. And overall, the feedback's been even more positive than what I expected. So thank you all for liking that content. I'm glad it went over well. And so thank you again for watching. That one was really good. Everyone seemed to like it. So a lot of new people joining the channel. It was a big hit, boom to my subscriber count, and a lot of new people are trying to message me looking for help. And so I wanted to comment a little bit on how I go about helping people. So I spend probably more time handling direct messages and direct questions for help than I do making videos. And that's the way it's been since I started the channel. I spend as much time as humanly possible answering direct questions from people. And that's not an invitation for more direct questions, because at some point it's got to give a little bit. I can't keep up this pace of answering direct questions as much as I have. So I just wanted to comment that a little bit. I'm going to keep doing it. There's nothing going to stop me from answering people's questions directly. It's one of the reasons I started this channel, was more interaction with the community and to be able to help out as much as possible. So that's going to keep coming. But if you direct message me, understand that I'm being flooded with those from all platforms, and it may take a little time to get back to you. If you have follow-up questions, those may take a little bit longer to get back to you. I do have a day job, and I do have to make content, and I do have a family, and so my response time has really gone down. But like I said, I continue to try to respond to as much of the direct help as possible. I do my best. Let me see what's going on in the chat. So, hoping it's not a fire hazard. So, today's printer. So, let me bring up all this information here because I want to speak about it with as much authority as possible. So, let's see. This is called I may get the name of this company wrong. It's the Newereal. It's got an E in the middle. So Newereal T-Rex 3D printer. It's the M18-S. I don't know where the T-Rex came from. There's already another printer named T-Rex, and when I looked around for more examples of this printer, I didn't always see that T-Rex moniker going with it. So, and it doesn't say T-Rex anywhere on the box. But I like the name. Anytime you can name a printer after a dinosaur, you've got my vote. So, it's the T-Rex. That's what they sent to me. And I also wanted to thank the sponsor of this video. Well, not the sponsor, but the company that provided the printer, because I want to get credit where credit is due. So this one was contacted me, dx.com contacted me about this printer a couple of months ago, and they were able to finally get it to me. They contacted me, wanted to know if I was interested, and my criteria for a printer is, number one, I typically want larger format printers just to have something a little bit different on this channel than your typical 220 by 220 printers, which are everywhere. It kind of limits the field if I say, no, let's at least have one that's 300. So this one's 310 by 310. And I want, I look over the printer. I make sure, would this be a printer that I would buy just based upon the specs? And from everything I could find, this is a nice printer, at least on the spec sheet. It's got dual Z rods from what I could see. It has a 32-bit board from what I could see. It does have silent steppers from what I could see. Now, of course, I'll be opening this up and making sure all of that is true as we go through this. But like I said, I do have some criteria. I don't just take any printer. I've got plenty of printers. I don't need more. But I still like taking a look at these, and I think they're a lot of fun. So, where is it manufactured? I bet you it says that on the side here. It is made in China. So it is not a domestic printer to the United States or to Europe. It is a Chinese printer. Let's see what else is going on. Someone's offended. Light speed. Let's see. Hoping it's not a fire hazard. Deal Extreme, dx.com. There it goes. So no other chat. So what we're going to do, if you've got questions, I usually try to do my best to answer tech questions as we go through this. But since this is about this printer, if we have any specific questions that people have about other printers that I typically talk about, I'm going to save those to the very end. I don't want to step on the toes of dx.com, who sent me this printer, by talking about other printers. So we're going to focus on this one for today. Let me get my stuff out of the way here. So, been expanding the garage here quite a bit. I don't think you can see it. Yeah, you can see it a little bit on camera, but not really. I've got a big area here that used to have a shelf on it. You used to probably are familiar with my Iron Man helmet that was sitting here. And I'm turning this into an electronics area with my soldering station and everything set up. Again, I'm doing my best to expand my content, to get out more content. But as you guys know, if you follow my channel, my content is long. I typically have 30-minute videos, and so they take longer to produce. Which means I need to get simultaneous, like parallel jobs going. And so I'm trying to do that. It's a lot more work, but I'm trying to do that. Let's see what we got. We got some Deal Extreme, manufacturer China. Howdy from Melbourne. Howdy, how you doing? Let's see. It's time to open this up. We are 10 minutes into the stream, so I think it's a good time to start. We got 65 people watching, but we only have 18 likes. So if you are sitting there watching this stream and you have access to a like button, please go ahead and click like. It lets YouTube know that you guys are enjoying the stream, and maybe they'll just show it to other people who might be interested in this kind of content as well. So hit the like button for me. There we go. Now we got some likes coming up. I appreciate that very much. If you need a link to this product, if you need a link to my Patreon, I have pinned that at the top of the chat. I don't know if that's a new feature, but it's there now. So the Amazon link at the top is to my affiliate link on Amazon, which will get you directly to this printer. Again, that's brought to you by the people that sent me the printer. Let's see, redirection base. Hello from Germany. Good to see you. Really, that link takes me to Amazon UK. Well, again, I think someone may be right that Amazon may be playing tricks with that link because you're not in the US. I don't know how to fix that, to be honest. Anyway. So you're saying that that goes to an Ender 3 on Amazon. Lone Tech, are you in the U.S.? Let me know. Lone Tech, are you in the U.S.? If so, I'll post out a link. Okay. Is anyone in the U.S. that can follow that link for me? Anyone in the U.S. that can follow that link? Let me know. Works for me in Kansas. Yes, it works. Okay, so Amazon's playing tricks with that link because you're not in the U.S., and so they're taking you to something that they think is close enough to the same thing, which doesn't really help out. I'm going to do this. Again, if you consider buying this printer, please follow my affiliate link, but this should take you, if you're in other countries, that should take you to the U.S. listing. Let me know if that works. Or you can search for it if you search for a T-Rex M18. But please follow my affiliate link because, again, that helps the channel without costing you a dime. Hopefully everyone has their beverage here. I'm going to be talking so much that I have mine. Thank you very much, Chris. I appreciate that. Posting a link for me. It's also on DX. That's good to know. Now, the only thing I wasn't sure about was the price of this printer. It looked a little high to me, but I'll let you know what I think more after I get into it. So Amazon's just directing you wherever they want when I send you these links. Doesn't seem like there's anything I can do about it. So if you follow that link and it takes you to the UK site, then Amazon's playing tricks. And just do a search for that model number. Do a search for the M18-S Newereal. That'll take you there. All right, let's get into this. And you know what? Let me see if the other camera. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, now you got both. Let me know if that works for you. You know what? I'm going to move that over. Oop. Everybody will love that. There we go. Well, sorry if you can't get to it. I'm hoping, I mean, obviously, if you're not in the U.S., U.S. is the best place to buy these. Obviously, you know, from Amazon because you're going to get it quicker. If you're in international companies, you may want to check the other international websites. I checked on the price of this because, again, the price seemed a little high to me. But, again, if it's a good, solid, large format printer that is all up to date and works well, then the price may be completely justified. We're going to find that out. I did find this on an Asian website, and it turned out to be the same price once you factored in shipping. So I didn't find any cheaper prices. So if that should tell you something. All right, let's keep going. There we go. So we have our usual bit of generic filament. There we go. I'm about to start a policy, I think today, where I'm not actually going to use the generic filament on my test prints because I don't think it's a good representation of the printer. I would hope that they'd start shipping decent filament. Again, I don't know what this is. This could be decent. But I'm going to actually use my own filament because I know what to expect from it. So I hope everyone understands that. I think that that's a good policy that I'm going to start doing. But anyway, generic filament spool. At least it's a good size spool. This looks like this is a 200 gram spool, so at least they do give you a decent amount of it. Hello, DB3D. Dan, good to see you in the chat. Let's see what's next. Box of stuff. And Dan, my favorite guy to join in and make sure the like button is being pressed. So yeah, I've done it once, Dan. I did it without you, but I appreciate you coming in. The box of stuff, we have our USB drive. We've got USB cables. We've got ribbon cables. We've got an American Power cable, which is terrific. A whole bag of tools. So I like that. I also like that they're separated. So we'll get back into that in a few minutes. That's all right, Dan. Just know you're missed when you're not here. And I'll pull this up. see what's going on. We've got about 85 people in the chat, and we've got about 40 likes, as Dan would say. Smash that like button, get those numbers up. So packaging on this printer, very, very nice. I'm going to go ahead and switch the two screens. So there we go. We've switched them over, so now you can see a little bit differently. I like the packaging, and this thing is sturdy. It's looking really, really good. So we have an unpacking diagram. Is that looking good? Mostly. There we go. Unpacking diagram. Wrong way. There we go. And introduction of printer filament loading, which I really like because someone that's completely new to 3D printing would not have any idea how to load filament and would potentially, you know, that would be their first hurdle. So this is a nice sheet. I like it. It's a good way to start off. Let's see. Smash all the like button. Hey, 3D printing and painting. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. And a manual. You know what? Let me get rid of... I want to just do the close-up camera. I don't think we need the wide shot right now. So that's a nice manual. I really like that. It is all in color. So no expense was spared on the manual. And it looks really good. All the specs are in here. We can talk about the specs. Let's see. It's an M18-S, which is an i3 structure printer. It's all metal, sheet metal with an aluminum profile. It is the printer itself, the whole printer, is 490 by 490 by 620. Weighs about 10 kilograms. Let's see, anything else we care about? The platform will get up to 120C, which is impressive. The nozzle will do 260, which means it's probably PTFE lined. It is a 24 volt 360 watt power supply. It has a LCD touchscreen. The build volume, the print size, will be 310 by 310 by 400, which I really like. Print speed, 300 millimeters per second. I'd like to see that, but I won't count on that for this video. Let's see, unpacking diagram. Again, we've got a lot of functionality in this guide. It has a bunch of languages: English, French, German, Italian, and Spanish. It does have assembly instructions, which are kind of dense, to be honest. There's a lot of instructions here. I might try to... Okay, ooh. I like this. An FAQ. FAQ, check this FAQ out. I like this. What driver is used for the stepper motor? It is TMC 2208s, and they can be replaced. So replaceable 2208s. Is it equipped with an automatic leveling device? It can be installed. The machine motherboard support it, accessories, and reserve positions. So it actually does have... so it does actually have the place for an auto leveler, but it doesn't come with it. I love this question. These are great questions. Is the motherboard Wi-Fi useful, and how do I achieve it? Yes, it can be achieved by purchasing a Wi-Fi module and plugging it into the board. So it doesn't come with Wi-Fi, but one's available. Are there any specifications for the main parts of the machine? Can I replace them all? The main machine parts have specifications, but the machine is highly customized. It is difficult to buy on the market or cannot be suitable. It is recommended that the machine sales store buy special accessories. I don't know if that's 100% true. I've seen a little bit on this printer, and I do think that most of the parts are replaceable. And there's a question about retraction. But anyway, I like the manual. It's fairly thorough. What's going on in the chat? We got Jerry joining us. Let's see. Aaron, let's see. I'm going to miss some of these chat guys. I'm trying to get through this printer today. Make the machine dance. Feed the power. Yeah, I like the instructions. Let's see. Hello from Germany. Good to see you, Izmir. Okay, let's keep on going. Switch back cameras here. There we go. So does this come out? Nope, not particularly. Does that come out? They're going to make this difficult. It's packed really tight, which is really good. But it also means that some of the stuff is a little difficult to get out. And I'm trying not to damage anything in the process. Okay, I guess we're trying to pull out the... Yep, we're going to pull out the verticals here. So, got to go back wide. This is going to be fun with the camera shots today. So here is the wide camera shot of the upright. So they are using the flexible ribbon here. I do like the flexible ribbon that they've got. It is coated, so it is a protected ribbon. It's kind of like the auxiliary. We've got sheet metal covering a bunch of parts to keep everything from hurting anyone, I guess. We do have dual Z's, which you can see right there. The fan shroud, the entire fan shroud. We're going to see it again in a minute, but this whole piece is 3D printed. So hopefully that's available to 3D print a replacement in case you need it. Anyway, it looks good. I'm going to put this on the floor. We'll come back to it. Pre-assembled. This is a highly pre-assembled 3D printer, so I give them credit for doing that. Okay, now this comes out. No, this is not one of my usual printers. It is a new one. Wow, this is a hunk of printer here. So check that out. The rest of it is all one big piece. So I give them credit. This thing is pretty much all put together already. And so that is a large piece of printer. And it is all pre-assembled. And it was packaged well, and so far I do not see any damage to it. And it looks really good. There we go. It's got a nice big build plate. This is, what's that called? It's got the coating on it, so it has a nice texture, which I really like these glass build plates most of the time if they're manufactured well, because it's that textured glass, which seems to stick really well. It's very level. Looks like we possibly have some sort of optical sensor here. Interesting. All right, so I'm going to have to move this again on the floor, and then I will come back to it after I get the box out of the way. Make sure there's not, I don't think there's anything else in here. Everything was pre-assembled. So as far as pre-assembly goes, some of your money is definitely going into the fact that this is ready to go. It is literally 2 pieces, and that's it. Yeah, I like that fan on the bottom too. I hope that did, and I don't know. Everyone's different where they've got their machines as to whether they care about how noisy it is. So, I guess I'm good with the wide shot here. I can go closer in a minute, but you can tell the power supply is right here. And they were smart enough to actually cut out this hole the way it's supposed to be cut out. Excuse me. Carbonated beverage, excuse me. Nice big fan here, which should mean it's a little bit quieter than using all these 40 millimeter fans. I love seeing an 80 here. This looks like an 80 millimeter fan. I'm really, I mean, out of the box experience, that's really, really nice. Go ahead. There you go. Look at that. It's nice. I like it. Now, you know me. If you've tuned into my streams before, or if you watch my reviews, let's see. Everybody else, as I said at the beginning of the stream, not talking about other printers until the very end, because I want to focus on the one I've got here. You guys want to chat about other printers in the chat, please do so. That is your choice. Now, interesting, I've noticed this glass build plate is actually glued on, or, you know, taped on, whatever. It is affixed to the build plate itself, so this does not come off. If you were going to want to put some other surface on here, you'd either have to put it on top of here, or you would have to pry it off in some way. All right, so I'm hearing we've got 110. We've only got about half the likes that we have compared to the number of viewers, so we can do better than that. Smash the like button. Let me know you're here. You're not a passive viewer. You're actually actively watching. We'll get to the heater strain relief, because one thing I want to do, like I was about to say, if you're used to my streams, you know I'm going to crack this thing open. And we have to do that before we do assembly. Hello, Jim. Jim of the Edge of Tech has joined us. Thank you, Jim. I'd bring you in, but I'm not running this on StreamYard. So, I'm going to open this up for us. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what the inside of this looks like. Hopefully, it's just the screws I'm seeing. So I'm seeing the screws in the four corners. I think I want to do, I don't know. I don't want to mess anything up, but I want you guys to be able to see good. I like that. That looks good. There we go. I find flex plates versus glass personal preference. I actually prefer glass still to this day, so I'm not faulting a company for flex plates. A lot of streamers and a lot of people are like flex plates only, flex plate. I'm not like that right now. So these center ones. Again, if you are new to the stream, if you have just joined us, check out the pinned comment for a link to this printer at Amazon. If trying to find the right, so they've got, these are hex bits here in the middle, and on the other ones they look like, let's see if that brings me back. Let's see, don't know what I've got to do. Am I streaming again? I think I am. We are back. And that's just what happens. So I have learned that I need to move the power button for my computer to a different place entirely, because that is not a good location for that. So sorry about that, everyone. But at least I told it not to auto kill that stream, because that would have been bad. So hopefully everyone's still here. I've lost some viewers. Sorry about that. Hopefully everyone's coming back. So yeah, that was just me having that in the wrong location. I'm going to move that power button right after this stream. Sorry, now I got to get back here. Everyone's coming back. There come the viewers. Thanks everyone for sticking around for the, I have to admit, so that new PC I built on the live stream, it comes right back up, and I mean, that's a beast. I like it. So things happen, but you guys stuck around and I appreciate that. So let's keep going. And let me bring back up my control panel. So there's a little bit of restart time here. Sorry about that, because I have to get back set up again. But no big deal. And my computer's trying to update everything. Okay, so let's go back to the close-up. Everybody hearing me okay? All right, so I was talking about what side, the screwdriver. I can give you a link to this later, but this is one, I wanted to do a review on it, but I wanted to make sure I was happy with it first. I'll provide a link. I found this on Amazon, and so far I'm happy with it. Anyway, so it looks like the center ones were hex, but these in the corner are Torx. So having to switch up screwdrivers, not a big deal. But I want to see what's in this before we get it put together. Again, that was all my fault that I said. That wasn't Microsoft's fault this time. That was me not knowing where my feet were versus the power strip. So, but I did. I have found a screwdriver that seems to be able to work on printers. So this, really nice. All right, I'm happy with this. This looks really good. So that is glued on like nobody's business in here. I am probably not getting that off because I don't want to screw anything up in the process. So it is an 80 millimeter fan. It's really nice. I'm going to try to get you closer here because I want to show you what's in this printer. Can't promise I don't really have a light here, so I want to do my best. So what I've got here, this is an MKS Robin Nano. It is a ST32 main board. It has 4 steppers installed, which means that these are sharing a stepper, which I don't have a problem with at all. They have hot glued literally everything in this board though. So if there are mods to be done, there's definitely going to have to be some glue removed in some way or another. In fact, I may even have to get a hot, I don't know, some sort of hot iron or something in here to get it off. They've glued the crap out of it. But I guess that's what they need to do to make sure that it gets to you in one piece. So that looks good, right? And this is interesting. Okay, so they promised a 350 watt power supply, but instead what they've given us is one of the Chinese Chang Lang supplies, but it's a 500 watt Chang Lang. So that's really nice. They've overspec'd the power supply to provide a cheaper one, I guess, which I don't have a problem with. So 500 watts here. They are running, the power buttons look good. They have proper connectors on here. They do not look soldered. They are done properly. And all of our connectors look good. I'm not an electrical expert. I know as much as I know because I'm in the industry. But I would need more time to go over this with a fine-tooth comb. But the connectors all look very well done. These are 2208, you can tell by the color. And someone asked what version MKS Robin. This is a V1.2. So I think I'm overall really happy with it. It's also an MKS maker-based display, so they've gone all MKS parts. And anything else? Oh, and they've even put a little fan here to blow directly over your board and your steppers. Now, it could be a little bit closer so that it got more direct air because there are wires and stuff in the way, but I can't complain too much. I do think it's going to take the air in from the fan, which is going to be right here, and it's going to give you some airflow in this direction, which I like. So, again, I don't think I can complain too much. I would have liked a higher end power supply, but since they overspec'd it, I'm not complaining too much. The switch for the power supply is inside. What's that say? So it is inside, but you hopefully are ordered for your area, and it is set to 115. So they did set it correctly for the US, which is what type of printer they sent me. Let's see. I don't know the specs on this board. So I don't see any external MOSFETs in here for like for the bed. So I don't know exactly what MOSFETs they have on here. I can only at this point assume that there'll be enough. So what we got? Does the big fan cable get pinched under the crossbar? That's a good question, and I think the answer is yes. They should have run that fan cable underneath here, but they didn't because I guess they wanted you to be able to take it off and have a little bit of room to work. So that is going to get pinched. Am I a little concerned about it? Yes. Am I a lot concerned about it? No. Because it is a low voltage small one. But to your point, if this thing did not have so much glue on it, I would fix it right now. But since it does have so much glue on it, I'm going to leave it alone because I don't want to mess anything up before I even test it. Okay. Yeah, I could remove the fan from the lid and reroute it under, but we're not doing that in this stream. Hey, and doing things correctly. I like to give credit where credit's due. they actually put nylock nuts on this fan. So you don't have to worry about these getting loose over time and jiggling free inside your case. So, you know, it's the little things, right? The fact that those screws aren't going to come off on us is a really nice feature. Let's call it a feature. All right, so I'm going to put this back together. Any other questions? I want to answer questions too about this printer while I have it open. Is there any other questions? Let me see if I've missed anything. Power switch is inside. So if you get in a US printer from somewhere else in the world, you will have to open it up to change the power switch. But I will note that they do not have a warranty void sticker anywhere on the outside of this. So they don't seem to have a problem with you opening it up. I saw it on one Chinese website. I don't know which one, and I don't really want to advocate for another site since that's not who sent me this printer. So you'll have to do your own Googling. And like I said, to the US anyway, it was just as expensive as getting it from Amazon due to shipping. Let's see. I don't want to talk about printer. It has a separate MOSFET. Yeah, I don't have a separate MOSFET on this printer. Does that center thing have a little flex to it? Yeah, it definitely flexes. So you're probably right. It's got a little flex, and it's not sharp. I don't think we're going to have a huge problem. Stepper drivers are 2208s. Yeah, I don't know about a warranty. Warranty? Yeah, I know what you mean. All right. So let's put this thing back together if there are no other questions. And you guys will have to let me know if you think that this is worthy of a full review after we get it going. It might be worthy of a full review, because what I'm starting to tell manufacturers, because you know, as the channel grows, I'm getting more and more requests for reviews, and what I'm starting to tell people is that let me do it on a live stream, and then let's see if people are actually interested in it, because reviews, particularly the way I do them, take a lot of time, and I don't want to spend my time on a review that's not going to be watched. So you guys would have to let me know if it's worthy of a review. I kind of like it. I mean, what I'm seeing so far looks really good. It's got a 32-bit board. It has nice steppers on it. My only complaint thus far, I guess an external MOSFET would have been nice, but if the MOSFET on the board can handle it, I guess there's no reason not to use it. My only complaint would be the copious amounts of glue on the main board, because that's going to hinder doing too much with it. Yeah, ground wiring I didn't check, but I can come back to it later if it's worth checking out. Good point. All right, everything put back together. So let's look at the case. What's on here? So on this side, we have some screw holes that I'm sure are going to go into our uprights. We have our power switch, which it does have a hard switch on it. We're going to turn that to off. We've got our USB and micro SD slot. And the other side is relatively uninteresting. Make sure I'm not setting this on anything. There's some sort of, I'm guessing this is an optical sensor of some sort. I don't know. Is it a fused power? Yes, it is a fused power, so yet another good thing on them. So let's go a little bit wide and scoot back a little bit again. There we go. A little bit of glare, sorry about that. There we go. Less glare, but now that doesn't fit on the table. But I'm going to be moving it in a minute, so let's get the, let's see. Let's do that for now. All right, so I'm wide again. What's going on? An inductive sensor. Did you notice any dampers on the stepper motors? No, I didn't notice anything special about the stepper motors. I don't think there was any dampers. Let's get everything built first, and then we can ask more questions. So, All right, so we have directions before use. There are precautions, of course. They've actually got a pretty good instruction manual here. They show what everything looks like in the box, the fact that it's got tools and filament, shows the basic functionality of the machine, how to set the language. It is a touch screen. And it does show that there is a belt tensioner, which is killer. Not enough printers have these nice belt tensioners. So apparently we can retension the belt right here with this screw. So that's really nice. And apparently there's one on the x-axis as well. So apparently the x-axis also has a tensioner. These are really nice features. Okay. What do we got? We got about 100 people joining us, almost 100. 65 likes. Dan would tell you to hit that like button. So I'm going to tell you to hit that like button if you haven't hit it yet. So let's follow the instructions here. I'm going to get out, I'm going to move some of my extra screws off to the side here so that I only have what I need. So I've got my magnetic tray here. I always work with a magnetic tray when I'm building these things, or I try to if I've got it handy. Keeps me from losing anything. Hey Tom, how you doing? Or Thomas. I've learned to call people by their full names because in other countries they don't do that as much. Like the smash button. My son's big into Smash Brothers, so that means something different apparently. Let's see. I've got my micro USB cable. What else? We got, I don't have that up here. I think you're right. I need to get an easy way to switch between these different cameras. Tell me what I need. I'm still getting used to all this live streaming. I'm gotten really good at this part of it. But what product do I need to have easy access to switching cameras? What's that thing called? Let me know. So I've got my tools here. Hey, thanks Wallaby. Wallaby with the donation there. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that. Oh boy, but I love this new camera. Super nice. I should have bought it to begin with. We got little feet, I think. We've got, looks like it comes with, hopefully these are just backup cables, which spare parts, I never turn down spare parts. That's terrific. Comes with a usual scraper, which I will move over here. Comes with a nice, check that out. They come with a, what are these usually? Acupuncture needles so that we can clean out our clogged nozzles. I appreciate that being in the box. So I'm going to come back to that because that's pretty cool. We have our usual snips. Usual blue snips. Can't ever have too many of those. I put these in a drawer for when I break a pair. So that's nice. A rather small spool holder. Look how small that is. It's like built for 200 gram spools. That's really odd. It is. It's kind of odd. But it's there. And then we have bags of screws. I'm really not high enough here. There we go. So I have bags of screws. We've got, you guys don't care about all the different size bags of screws. I'm just going to dump those here so that I can find them. And so what's up with the volcano size nozzle here? Check that out. It is a backup nozzle and this thing is long. Check out that melt zone. That's pretty impressive. I'm a little surprised. Do they actually have a volcano in here? Hey Brandon, yes I do. I don't think I included it in this, but I do have a new fan mail P.O. box that I set up. Not a P.O. box, it's an actual address that people can send me stuff. Give me 2 seconds, and I don't mind posting that here for you because, you know what, I'm not going to turn down equipment that will make everything better. So give me 2 seconds. I know where I put this. And I will send it to you. So people have started to want to send me things, and so I've done the thing that people do and have set up an address for people. I'm going to add this to my description on all my videos, but I haven't done that yet. I did put it on the last video. So if you or anybody else wants to send the fan mail, I do not turn down the fan mail. I'm very humbled by the fact that anyone wants to send me anything. So there we go. So there is where people can send me this stuff. My local UPS store. So what do we got? I feel like I'm behind here. So what we got? Touch Portal is a great alternative to Stream Deck. Thank you, Aaron, for letting me know that. I'll check that out. Let's see. Yeah, I am streaming at 1080p 6000. So smash that like button. Okay, here we go. What is going on? Let me minimize this so I can see what I'm doing again. And I emptied out the box, so more recyclables and plastic bags, which are not recyclable. What do we got? So install the framework. Take out the machine frame part and machine base from the box. Put the machine frame into the upper two mounting holes. Insert it. Okay, so they want me to install them with M540s first. So what do you guys think about the nozzle? You think they really are running a volcano here? Because that's really, really long. Or maybe just longer. I don't know. So M540s. M540s. Okay. Tighten from the sides. So you guys are going to have to bear with me here. This is a good question, Lone Tech. That's how I'm feeling. It is seeming to be a lot of nice printer, and that's surprising. Why are we surprised by nice printers this day? Have we gotten that jaded with cheap crap that when we get a nice one, we're like, oh my God, it's a decent printer? Is that what we are? We're jaded now? Okay, I'm going to try to keep this on here as I... I don't know if it's going to fit with all the packing on here. I don't think it is. So let me get the packing off because it looks like the packing is actually getting in the way. So let me get the packing off of here because it's just bending the screws just a little bit so that they can't go in the holes like they're supposed to, but that comes off easily. Hey Jim, if you're still here, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. Good to see you. We'll talk later, of course. Yeah, it doesn't quite go together, but that's all right. They did have these nice foam inserts between the upright and the screws, so everything was well protected. I'm going to take a look at my screws here in a minute and make sure nothing's warped. But so far, I'm not seeing anything. I'm going to leave these up here for now. I think I can leave those on. I don't want anything falling on me. So, now what's stopping it? This side's going in. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it was just a little tighter than I expected. So you got to get on your... I guess I should turn it around so you can see what I'm doing. I need a bigger table. There we go. So as you can see, as you're putting this together, you actually have to line up your screws as well, which I could actually use a couple of extra hands to do. And then this would fall into place a little bit easier. There's something, there we go. Okay, I think everything's lined up now. And you'll know if you have everything lined up because those go on, and then your screws in the sides, you'll be able to see those screw holes like you're supposed to. That'll go in. Are those flex couplers? Which ones? Yes, they are. Well, there's a little bit of flex. Overall, I don't think they flex very much. No, they're actually not flex couplers. They are, they're solid. They just have enough flex in them so that you can tighten the screws down. So they said they wanted me to put in the side screws first, which I agree because that will keep it in place as I turn it over. Oh, hold on. What are these? What are these? What's up with the Phillips? What's up with the Phillips head screws? I'm joking, of course, but you never see Phillips head screws on printers. Oh, man. That doesn't happen. What are you doing to me, guys? Where's my hex keys and my Torx? Anyway, you should be able to just get these straight in here. Make sure it lines up. I have these in all the way. I'm going to push them down as far as I can. If I need to, I will go get my manual screwdriver. It does, by the way, this thing does come with screwdrivers and stuff, which I might need. Are these the right size? M5x10s. Crap. These are M5x40s. I knew then that something didn't look right. These go on the bottom. That's what I thought. I saw M5s and apparently just went with it. That's M5x40s. We'll come back to that. M5x10. My fault, guys. Okay, M5x10s. And these are these are not Phillips. All right, just checking. Not Phillips. M5x10s. And that's not the right size. Not the right size. Okay. There we go. Are these not long enough? I'm a bit confused. Use M5x40s to tighten from both sides, and then M5x10s to tighten from the bottom. Okay, so I'm not going crazy. Everyone's going to think I don't know what I'm doing, but it is M5x40s from the side. So, anyway, yeah, too many screw types on here. Did they actually include a Phillips screwdriver? So for the record, I don't see a Phillips screwdriver. So you will have to provide your own Phillips screwdriver. As bizarre as that sounds. So, I was right. The Phillips screws do go on the side, and one thing I do like about this, they are going all the way through this profile. Really, really deep. I mean, we are all the way through it to get that on there. Pretty impressive. And I'm pushing it all the way down. I'm going to need the manual screwdriver in order to drive these in all the way. Needs a little bit too much torque, and I didn't actually charge the screwdriver. I'm actually not putting these in all the way ahead of time because I still have to put the bottom ones in, so I'm not actually going to do that. Okay. And let's get a couple more of these. There is an extra screw, I believe. Hey, when we get to the end of the stream, if you're still here, I don't want to stop the stream right now to look this up. But if you want the link to this screwdriver, I'll give it to you. It does actually have a lot of torque, but I did forget to charge it before the stream. And so that's why you're seeing it die a little bit on me, because I actually have used it quite a bit, and it's been a while since I've charged it. But it's the only one I have found that actually has a built-in chuck on it, so that you can change the amount of torque. And that was an important part for me to be able to really turn these down when dealing with delicate parts. I don't like an electric screwdriver that is all or nothing. but I'll be happy to give you a link. Okay, so those are in. And then what they say, they said, and then tighten from the bottom with these M5x10s. All right. So, yep, that looks good. And there's one less screw. I didn't want to start recommending this little screwdriver until I was sure I was happy with. I don't like to recommend tools or anything before I'm pretty happy with them. Overall, I'm happy with this one. It seems to do the job. Like I said, this one's already dying because I forgot to charge it first. It does make things go in easier though when it's working. But it needs too much torque for that. Let's go ahead and grab the built-in, the tools that it came with. All right, which one is it? Probably the biggest. Not the biggest. Next biggest. Ooh, that's painful. Wouldn't get it. Wow, you can't see a thing. Whoop. There we go. What's everybody working on in the chat? Anybody got some new printers? Anybody printing anything really, really cool that they want to talk about? Now is the downtime in the video where we can talk about your projects. A wow stick. What's a wow stick? Is that a particular brand, I assume? Okay, so the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to tighten these down all the way because I left the other ones loose. So they tighten down flush onto the piece of metal, which is really nice. Nothing sticking out. And then I'm going to grab my screwdriver. I'm going to tighten down the top screws. So again, a lot of attention to detail to make sure that there is no wiggle in this upright. And I really like that. So you've got it bolted from the bottom and from the sides. So that's really nice. Waiting for your ender extender. That's just saw that video from Teaching Tech. I think he was talking about that, about how it was cheaper to do that than it was to buy a CR10. So that sounds like a good thing to do. Hey Michael, how you doing? Good to see you today. Thanks for joining us. David got a Humera for his printer. Excellent, nice job. I have my Humera that's been in the box since last Christmas. So many things I could blame on that, but it is what it is. So, apparently dealing with 3D printers, you need to work out a little bit because it is a physical, demanding thing to work on. I'm going to be able to flip these over. All right, so this one's going in a lot easier than the other side. So these were tapped a little bit nicer, and that's not a criticism. These are just a little bit smoother. Printing a couple of cell phone stands for my wife. Yep, I like printing stands for things. I printed the stand for this monitor that's over here because I didn't like the ones it came with. I had to design that one myself. David got his last Christmas too, his Humera, and hasn't done anything with it yet. So time to get going on it. A new case, printing a new case for the Plus. That sounds big. Or maybe you're just printing the adapters or something. And we're printing a Voron 1.8. I don't know what that is. I think I've heard of a Voron, but I'm not placing it. Let's see. So again, tightening these down. I love the way this goes together. Super, super secure. Big screws. Looks really nice. Okay, I'm going to pick this back up. That's both of the sides. Make sure we're not setting it down on top of that sensor. So that looks really good. As you can see, there is no wobble. It is very, very well attached to that stand. Let's see. Okay. What we got? One dot. How many languages are these in? Okay, 1.2. Sorry. There's a lot of languages on here, and I'm trying to figure out how this is meant to do. All right, so I think we're good. Next up, they want us to... Well, where's the English? Okay. Install the screw shaft coupling into the motor shaft drive. Press it down firmly and tighten the screws. Okay, so we're going to tighten the coupler down. Okay, so these are the couplers here. Let's move this up a little bit. A little bit more. I'm going to make everyone sick watching this in their living room. All right. Does that one go there? Nope, that one doesn't go there. We need a little bit smaller. So we got the couplers here. Now mine are inserted well. There's not really a right way or a wrong way to put these in here. I'm going to make sure I get my plastic off of it though. So if you're watching in the lower corner, see me getting the plastic off of these corners. Hopefully nothing falls on me, but right now I think I need a little bit more flexibility. I have to admit, so far I'm liking the printer. We have not found anything that I'm not particularly happy with, except the hot glue, I guess. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to tighten down these couplers. Hopefully I can tighten down these couplers. Should have gotten my own, not loving their Allen wrenches, or their hex wrenches, whatever you want to call them. They're doing the job. They're just not the best. It's like when you build a piece of IKEA furniture and you wished you had your own tools or something, I suppose. I do have my own tools, but I do try to use the ones that they come with most of the time, because you do want to know, can I build this if I get it, or do I need to go buy tools? Okay. Here we go. How many people watching? We got 82. 73 likes. Ugh. I don't mind hot glue, but when you put so much hot glue on, or put hot glue in such a way that you can't take it off when you need to, that's when I have a problem with hot glue. Hot glue does get a bad rap, though. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. All right, so the couplers are on. Install the screw shaft coupling into, okay. Fix the Z8 proximity switch to the machine with an M38 screw. M3x8. M3x8. It does look like they include like an extra screw of everything so far. So, no argument here. That's a good thing. Extra screws. Trying to keep them together. Right. So, next up, it's always fun building this on camera because you're trying to keep everything facing the camera. Nothing's in the same spot. So, there is the proximity sensor, which is... So they use a proximity sensor. Speak. Words are hard. They use a proximity sensor for the Z axis, which is pretty interesting. If you'll notice, they've got a proximity sensor right here on the side, and they use that to sense your Z. So it's not a switch base. They actually are using the proximity right here, and they've got this, which, let me get around to the other side so I can see it. But it looks like it is a 3D printed part. So this piece here is 3D printed, I believe. And then they attach the proximity sensor to the 3D printed part with a M3 screw. And that goes right there to detect your Z. Now, can I tighten this down particularly well? Not really. It kind of spins. But since nothing's going to, well, you know, I can't tighten it, but it's tight. It's not coming off. It's not pulling off. Nothing's going to hit it because it's a proximity sensor, not a switch. So I can't complain. If I wanted to do a little update, I would take a slightly longer M3 screw and put a nut on the back so that I could tighten it properly. But I'm not complaining too much. It's a minor thing. Let's see. A lot of stuff coming on here. Make sure if you're trying to get my attention, you may want to @me, just because I am trying to get through this build, and we are a little over an hour into it already. And this build's been easy. I'm just trying to read the instructions at the same time. So they want me to insert the cable into the connector, which is right here. So, interesting that this is just a pressure fit connector. There's no, excuse me guys, I'm not going to be able to show you this as well as I would normally do it because I have to be able to see it. So this is just a pressure fit connector, but it works that way because nothing's going to be pulling up on it. I've just got to be able to get it into the slot. Okay, it goes in there. There's nothing to lock it in. I guess that's in far enough. I don't really want to have a connectivity issue. Let me grab, I've got these long needle nose pliers that I'm going to use to make sure that it's pushed in properly. But I'm going to be delicate. I don't want to break anything. I'm just going to use it to push down a little bit. Okay, that appears to be in there. It's just a pressure fit connector. And again, that works because nothing's going to be pulling up on this. And then kind of try to lay this down as much as possible. Push from the top, make sure it's in there good. But that looks pretty good. Yep, I think it'll be good. Tear off the stretch film and foam on the machine. Be careful not to damage. So this is where we were supposed to take everything off, but I had to do that early. 1.2, 1.2, 1.2, 2.0. Install the material rack. Remove the consumable support and, okay, so we're going to grab this. I'm going to put it, this is our filament holder, like I said, which seems a little small to me. And you just sort of lock it in place here. Yep, okay. And where does this go? Do they have actual tapped? There's nothing tapped. So there we go. We've got T-nuts, we've got screws, and okay. So they're doing the usual, mount the filament to the supports, or excuse me, to the upright. Not my favorite way to mount a filament holder, but I'll start that way. So go ahead and do that. Thank you, Dan, for keeping up with the stream as usual. Yeah, I know. So if you guys haven't figured out also, this does appear to be a direct drive extruder. And I'm looking at it. I do think it's a Volcano. So please comment. It does appear to be a Volcano. What do you think about that? It's surprising to me. I don't have a Volcano printer right now. I actually have the parts to build a Volcano, but I actually don't have one at the moment. I haven't put one together. I bought the parts again. Volcano style heater. Yes. Is that the correct way I should be saying it? I'm sure it's not an official Volcano, but it is Volcano style. It's got a very long melt zone. And a Titan Arrow style extruder. Okay. So does this go? Goes towards the front. Let me grab the right size. That's the wrong size. Where does it say put it? It wants it kind of in the middle, but I'm going to put it right here. Yeah, Volcano's a brand. I agree with you. It could be possibly real. I don't know. E3D does license their products and does sell their products to manufacturers. I will see. I mean, they may, if the heat sock is branded E3D, then it's very possible that it's authentic. All right, there we go. That's on there. And next up, I think it's time to actually get this thing going. Let me go and read ahead a little bit. First print, click the leveling to enter the leveling interface. Adjust the height of the printing platform by adjusting the nut under the printing platform to level. It does have 4 corners. Yeah, I'm going to try to get through the instructions here, and then the rest will be easier. First set the print to 200, and then feed in some filament. TF card might already have a pre-sliced model. So let's go ahead and take a look. I like it. Okay, let me go and get the rest of the wrapping off of here. We've got, that is off. Let's get the oh so satisfying film off the build plate. Let's see. There we go. That's what everyone really came for. There we go. That was nice. Okay. Very, very nice. There's a little heat sticker here on the corner. I'm going to just leave it. The one thing they didn't tell me to do was plug in the bed. This is the style connector on the bed. So where am I here? It's just this kind, which I don't know. I always remember it for my A8, unfortunately. But as long as these are properly rated for the amount of load that they're going to have, I think they'll be okay. I know a lot of people don't love these, but let's go ahead and get this on here. It's still not the best connector. I mean, let's be honest. It holds, but it's not built for this. It would be better if they would have actually, in my opinion, just soldered it directly to the bed. But that's supposed to handle their strain relief too, I suppose. I don't know what these are called. You can see it right here. And there's a switch for the Y-axis you can see here. So that's switch based. The belt is good intentioned. And I really need a table that I can go diagonal and still not fall off the bed here. So I guess you want a close-up of some of this before we get going. I really would like to show you some more, so let's do that. Okay. A little bit more close-up. Am I going to have to pick this up and actually tour you around the printer? Maybe let's do that. I apologize if this is a terrible angle or if you guys get seasick, but I do want to show you everything. So here is the extruder. As you can see, it has all the warnings on it. This is all 3D printed here. There's a separate shroud underneath it, which is 3D printed. I can't say that that makes any sense what they're doing there. Did things get shoved down? I mean, look at that. Oh, you can't see. All right, there we go. As you can see, I'm in my garage. But as you can see here, that doesn't make any sense. You're not actually blowing on the model. I'm going to have to see if something moved there, because that's not good. That's not at all good. As for, here's the Volcano style. It doesn't appear to be branded in any way. I don't see any E3D labeling. There's nothing on the Shroud. So it does seem to be an aftermarket. Don't know what it would take to get this off, but there we go. They do have this nice pattern to cover their fan. It does look like a blower fan. As you can see, they have this type, which you've mentioned is like the Sidewinder style. Sidewinder style here, and Sidewinder style connector here. So, all right. So I'm going to stop making everyone ill with my webcam skills here. And switch it back over. I'll fix that in a minute. Let's see. All right. Any questions? I think it's supposed to be adjustable too. So let me take a look here. So you can push on this. Okay. How do they got? Where's the? Looks like they use a proximity sensor also. Is that a? Looks like they use a proximity sensor on the X also. So why did they go with a switch on the Y? I mean, I don't care. I like switches, but it looks like there's a proximity sensor here as well. Is this adjustable? And if it is, oh, there's a screw here on top. Hold on. It says while loading consumables, you need to press them until they fully enter. Okay, so there's a thing here. Is there a button? Okay, I'm going to see this real quick. I think I can take this shroud off because I need to figure out the cooling. What's the sticker on the front? The sticker on the front says don't stick your hand in the extruder and don't touch the hot stuff. That's literally, I mean, it's really what it says is there's an extruder here and it will catch your fingers, and this one says everything's hot and don't touch it. I don't mind talking about what's in the background, Brandon. I'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, let's go and find out about the extruder here. I'm going to have to set up this camera real quick, but I wanted to do it without trying to make everybody ill. My camera is not really going to get close enough. I'm fixing that once my other camera gets back from the shop. So let's go and get this off of here. I think there's just one M3 screw holding this whole assembly on. At least it looks like it, and I don't want to lose that. Nope, maybe there's another one. Again, these are the limitations of working on a live stream. I'm going to switch back over for you guys. There we go. Boy, am I getting lots of messages right now. Yep, there's two on the side. I know everyone wants to see this. This is well worth the time here. After all, why do you tune into a live stream if not to see all the bits of the printer, right? But I do have to figure out the shroud because there's no point in running a print that's going to look like crap because the cooling is not in the right place, and I'd love to show you how you're supposed to fix that. Oh, Brandon, what am I printing in the background? I am printing part of my droid. I'm doing a pit droid build, and if you want to go find out more about that, check out Instagram. That's where I've been putting all the pit droid updates. I will be doing a whole video on it on the channel, but that's where I've been doing all the pit droid updates. And so this is a spanner. This is like the tool that the pit droid uses. So let's see if this will come off of here now. They've done a good job. Am I going to have to remove? Does this come out? I don't really want to pull out wiring. There we go. It's 3D printed. I don't want to break it. Ta-da! Yeah, I didn't want to just pull out that wire. It does have a... So, let's see. What can you see here? Here I am. Oops. So there's a blower fan here, and it is not making a whole lot of sense. So this doesn't do much. This is just honestly covering everything up. This is the button that you're going to press for the extruder. And the extruder is probably a straight through extruder. It looks like it doesn't look geared, at least not to me. Correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I think it's actually an ungeared extruder, but it is a direct drive. There's a breakout board here on the side that the motor comes into, and that the fan is in. Yeah, both of the fans. And that's all it is. We're going to have to see. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the design of this, maybe they've got some sort of lip here on it where the blower goes down. It's possible. I mean, I don't know. But for whatever reason, it does not blow directly onto the nozzle. It is what it is. That's an easy fix, though. I mean, I won't like the fact that we might need a fix like that. I just realized I took something off. I won't be happy that I need to fix something like that, but at least that's something that you can 3D print, since that's all they've got on there anyway. Let's see if I can get this back on here without cracking anything. There we go. There we go. Almost. There we go. How many times am I going to say it? Let's get the screws back on here. Any questions? Moving ribbon cables are like locked. Looks like a 4010 blower, yep. The air guide, it's a little bent, but not so bent that it would be in the right place, or what I would think would be the right place if I bent it back. I'm going to check out the wheels in a minute, make sure everything seems tight. Okay, that's on there. And how are we doing time-wise? Oh, good, good, good. We've still got a good 30 minutes at least. We can get this print going. What rocket? Oh, the rocket launch. Heck yeah. Rocket launches this evening. So if you are anywhere in the world and you are interested in what SpaceX is doing, they're supposed to be doing their manned rocket launch tonight for the first time. Pretty big milestone in space flight, if you ask me. Maybe they'll actually get to go somewhere interesting other than just orbiting the Earth a few times. Not that I wouldn't take the chance if I was given it. 3 hours. Yeah, I'm not going to be on that long. I got to get to the point where I can watch that with my kids later. That'll be a lot of fun. I think I'm looking at the wrong camera this whole time. There's the right camera. Just trying to get everything back together. I don't want to print if everything is not solidly put back together. Hopefully this is what you tune in here for, was actually me taking things apart and checking it all out. I'm not interested in just, you know, taking it out of the box and printing with it. That didn't tell you anything you can't get elsewhere. Okay, so let me see. So I am moving the wheels. The wheels are actually very well tensioned there. The only wheel I don't like on this side is the bottom one. It's a little loose. There is, let's see, is there an eccentric nut somewhere? I'm not seeing an eccentric nut on the sides. What about here? Top ones are good. All these are better over here. Even the bottom one is good here. So who knows? This bottom one may level out a little bit as we get further down the extrusion. You never know. But I don't see an eccentric nut on the uprights. Nope. Nope. On the X, yes, there's an eccentric nut on the bottom. But I'm not going to touch it because these are actually very well tensioned. I like this a lot. This, you see it move when I just moved the wheel? Yeah? Okay, we're going to go with it. So let's switch back over. Okay, I'm going to do this angle. I think everyone will be able to see what's going on. Let's move this back and get you down here where we can see what's going on. Perfect. Perfect. All right, we're going to grab the cable it came with. Packing tape might have done it. It's possible. But again, it's like off by it's off by at least, I mean, if I were to really bend this, I could take my heat gun and bend it down. That's probably the easiest fix. All right, because I could do that. I could take my heat gun, bend it back down, because you're right, it could have been done by packaging. But I'll probably do that. I'll probably just pull it off, heat it up a little bit, bend it down what looks to be about 5 millimeters, maybe 5 millimeters, and then put it back on there. I like that idea. Okay. Let's power it up and tell me, of course, we're on the wrong side. Haha. I'm going to need a longer power cable. Because that, well, maybe not. This is a me problem, by the way, not a printer problem. Again, lots of extra parts here, which are nice. Somebody else must be having a stream. I usually have more people in my streams than this. Who are you? Who am I competing with today? Who else is having a live stream right now? All right, so let's power it up. Whoa. Boy, seriously, I should have put a board on here. Hopefully you can see that when it comes on. Let's power it on. There we go. Vector 3D has one. I like Vector. He's got a nice channel. Okay. And I do have a screen. I need to pull off this display, otherwise you guys aren't going to be able to see it. There we go. It's going to be too much glare if I don't pull that off. And still, I think I'm going to need to move the camera again. If there's too much glare on that, there's not going to be much I can do about it. But let's take a look. It's not super bright, but I like it. It's a pretty display. It's got a nice... There we go. Now you can see. There's a little bit of glare on it. Everybody see that all right? All right, there we go. I got a Chinese sticker here saying that everything was okay. Yeah, it's actually a really nice display. It's got the pitch on the display is really nice. The quality of the LEDs and everything, yeah, it looks good. I'm going to have to show you both. Let's go the wide shot with the close-up down there. Let's do that. Then you can see this move, because the next thing is going to be to level the bed. They didn't tell me to heat it up first, but I know better. So let's go to settings. We will go, it does have a Wi-Fi setting, I guess, if you've got that installed. Let's see. Fan, machine settings, continue. Tool, maybe? Yes, tool. We're going to preheat. Okay. What am I on? Extrusion 1. Okay, yeah, let's take the extruder up to temperature. We'll take that up to 200. We'll do this one. The heat bed, yep, so if I press this button here in the corner, it goes up to the heat bed, and now I can heat the heat bed up to 60. The screen is very responsive, so kudos to them. And then if I go back, does it show me? Back again. So one thing I'm not seeing is, I mean, like if I'm trying to just preheat, it doesn't show me the numbers just by themselves. So let's do that. Thank you, 3D printing and painting. I appreciate it. Frankly built. Oh, frankly built. Well, you know, if you're building an Iron Man costume, you should be watching him clearly. So right now we are at 160. They had some white filament in here first, I could see, because it is dribbling out a little bit. So I guess we can go and talk about my filament. So as usual, I print with filament 1. By the way, they do not sponsor this. This is completely me telling you. I do have an affiliate link to them, but they do not sponsor me. I just love their filament. It's the best filament I've used. So that's the filament we're using today because I want to make sure that I give it the best chance possible rather than using that stuff that it comes with. I'm going to put that up top. And hopefully it doesn't follow off. Follow off? Follow off? Okay. Ooh, I smell it. Oh, that new print bed smell. Holy crap. That's a little bright. Okay, so we're up to 200 on the nozzle. We're up to 35 on the bed. Getting a new smell. Did I enter their contest? No, I didn't. I thought about it, but I'm like, there's two things. Number one, I'm like, I would love for someone else to win that. Number two, I don't know if I had time to do it properly, so I didn't enter. Could have possibly been good for the publicity, maybe, if I would have won, but drink your beverage. Hydration time. All right, so as the bed is up to temp, we're going to go ahead and level. Bed is heating up a little bit slowly. I have to admit, I mean, we're up to 40. It's a little bit slow, but it is a large bed. So maybe they've got it set up to where you don't overpower that MOSFET. It's very possible that they are being conservative with how much power they're putting into that. One thing I do want to find out is I would love to know if their firmware is open source, because obviously I like to mod my firmware, and then obviously also if they support changing out the steppers, you would think that they'd also have to give you the source to the firmware. So hopefully I can find out from them. Guessing I'm gonna have to contact Newereal for that rather than dx.com. Again, check out the links. I have pinned the links for everything you need for today. If you're not in the United States, that link apparently takes you somewhere else, but you can do a search on your local Amazon to see if you can find it. Check the Asian sites, obviously. But again, this is brought to you today by dx.com, who sent it over for review, and I am so far happy with it. So far, I'm really happy with it. No fires. The parts look really good. It looks like someone actually cared about the assembly of the printer. The touch screen looks really nice. The quality is so far good. The only thing I might have a little bit of an issue with, again, the hot glue, and I wish they had a different bed connector. I'm not a big fan of these bed connectors, particularly if it's not rated well. The bed's heating a little slow. We are up to 50 degrees. I guess that's probably enough to go ahead and do a quick level. I don't want to belabor this any longer. So where is their leveling? There's a leveling button here in the corner. And we are going to actually, where's the home? Let's home first. Home. Oh, okay, all. So far, so good. Let's see if it crashes into anything. It is a Robin Nano board, which I know I can get the source to, but with the display and everything, I don't know what the display is running. So let's see. Looking good. Steppers are both running well. It is quiet. I hear a little bit of a hum, but so far it's a very quiet printer. It's going to hit that proximity sensor. Yep, it sure did. Look at there. Nice job. And it is way, way, way too low. So they were serious when... wow, yeah, that nozzle's like into the bed. So I'm going to need to tighten down those screws. Otherwise, we're going to really have a problem. So let me see if I can do that. Or am I going to have to raise my sensor up? That might actually be better. Yeah, let me see about raising my sensor up. I think that's a better solution here. I'm going to move. I'm going to raise my Z. I can do that. Okay. Let me raise up my Z sensor, and then they'll be... Otherwise, I'm going to be playing with these knobs all day. Okay, and we can rehome Z and see where that puts us. Okay, rehome Z. I like the proximity sensor. The way the proximity sensor works is it actually is, there's a little drop down where the wheel is attached to the Z, and that's steel probably, and so that's what triggers the sensor. And that is much, much better. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's back up. Let's go to the leveling menu, and we're going to go to the center, which is 0.5. And I should have a piece of paper of some sort here. Yep. Alright. Actually, I may have moved that a little too much. Let me move it back down one more time. This is the exciting part about building a printer. The leveling part. Without an auto leveling sensor, we're at the mercy of doing this the quote-unquote old-fashioned way. Home our Z. Alright. Much, much better. Okay. Now we're going to go back and do... I mean, I have to admit the Z homing is really smooth and it's very quick. So, really more power to them for the way that they handle that, because I actually like that proximity sensor a lot. It works. We'll see how it works long term. I mean, I can be a little skeptical, but I don't see a reason to be at this point. Back, tool, leveling, 0.1. And it does have a proximity sensor on the X, which is really nice as well. Okay, that's pretty good. This one's a little thick, but I think it'll be fine. I'm going the wrong way. Am I going the wrong way? Yeah, I was going the wrong way. Okay, that's a good first level. We'll go to 0.2. Actually, you might want the closer up view for this. I don't know. I don't know what works best for you guys. You let me know. Everything is heated up nicely. I feel it now. It's okay. 0.3. Okay. And 0.4. And then we'll go around one more time and we'll be ready to run that test print. And then I know you guys are asking some questions. And I want to get to your questions about this printer. Okay, let's go around one more time. So before I do that again, I'm going to do a home one more time, because if we're going to go around one more time, it better be from a home position. Let's see. Is there a Z offset since it has a proximity sensor? I haven't checked. That's a good question, Brandon. I don't need to mess with it right now, but for later, that's a great question. Are their bed springs strong? Yes, great bed springs. They've got the orange ones under here, so if you're familiar with the orange bed springs, I'm really happy with it. It's really solid. And leveling again. One. It wants to home every time. It's checking on us, making sure we're doing it right. Okay, that one's good. We're really close now, so this is going to go pretty quick. Okay, and 3. And 4. And then we'll check the center, which should be level. Okay, we're good. Let's check the center point, which is 0.5. If that's level, I'm going to be impressed. Without any auto leveling, it's a little loose. But it's actually not bad. I mean, I'm looking at it, and it's loose to the paper test, but I don't think it's too loose to print with. So overall, I'm happy with the level of the bed, given that it is a over 300 millimeter bed. So that looks really good. I'm going to raise up the Z axis so that we can load our filament. And I've got it up here already. You see I am also in the lower right down there. Lower right, lower left. I'm going to cut this off. Again, I'm using, they've got this orange color. I don't actually know their exact name. They've got names for all their colors. But this is a filament 1 orange. And it looks like it goes into, can you see this? No, you can't see this. I need to go a little bit higher. All right, so this goes in right here. You still can't see that. Holy crap. What's going on? Okay, there we go. So there is a hole right here where this goes in. There's a little pinch here on the front. And once that's in there, oh yeah, their white came right out, and then my orange comes right out. Boy, you can tell that that's a volcano style. I mean, that pushes out easy, easy, easy. Is the spool too wide for the holder? A little bit, but it's angled in such a way that I don't think it's going to fall off. But it is too wide. I knew it would be too wide. That spool holder is too small. They should have included, it should be about 1.5 inches longer, probably. All right, so we good. Grab this off the bed. Let's see what's in the USB stick. So their USB around here goes over here. Actually, not USB. There is an SD card in here. And this goes in here, probably upside down. Yep. And everybody see everything okay? There's supposed to be a filament center integrated into the extruder. I don't see that. If it's there, great, but I don't see evidence of that. All right, so we're gonna go back. We go printing. You see that all right? No, you can't see it at all now. Anyway, I guess that's not important. You guys want to see it print. There's nothing on the root level. We go M18-S. Factory test mod. Okay, so I see Frostmourne. Frostmourne. Anyone know what Frostmourne is? And is this a... I'm not really seeing on here. Did they say where my first test print is on the card? I don't know. First test print. Okay, so I've adjusted everything. They are showing a spiral, probably a spiral vase on here somewhere, but I'm not seeing that on my card. Printing. Repair and maintain. Repair and maintain. Software. I'm not seeing anything there. Factory test mod. Alright, let's just try this. Is this Frostmourne a file? Print this model. Yeah, I guess so. We're going to assume that this is actual G-code since it's letting me print it. Let's go so you can see what's going on. There we go. I don't know, can you see that? Possibly. So I'm getting on here, it's got a timeout. It has time going so far. It is looking to get to 260, which is what we've got. So we're just waiting for it to begin. Assuming it's a G-code. See what's going on. I don't know what's taking so long. It's already at temp. Yeah, it's leading from the lip. You're absolutely right. Okay, thank you very much. Man, Lone Tech is in on this. World of Warcraft. Hopefully this is the G-code. I don't know what's taking so long for it to print. We're at temp. Or we're actually at like 199 out of 200. Is it waiting until it actually gets to 200 out of 199? I don't know. See that, or I'm going to have to put this in the computer and see where the G-code is and move it to the root just so I can make sure I'm printing the right file. But I can't believe it would try to print something that wasn't a G-code. It's at 200, it's at 60. But it's not printing. I can do things, yeah. It's got baby stepping. So I do think that that sensor must be adjustable. That's nice. Unless that baby sensor is for a sensor. Or baby stepping is for a sensor, which we don't have. It's not printing. Okay, I'm going to stop it. Stop it. Doesn't want to stop. I think I may have borked something up. Let's find out where the file is. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to take out my SD card. And let's go ahead and put this in the computer real quick. Find out what it thinks is a G-code on here and what's not a G-code on here. That should pop right up for me. Alright, it knows I have a file. 18. Now I want to search the entire disk for a G-code. Oh, there's a lot of G-code on here. A lot of G-code. Holy crap. Hopping 21 minutes. Oh, okay, there's a 21-minute G-code on here. I'm going to actually take this and I'm going to copy it to the root. Okay, if they've got a 21-minute G-code on here, that would be great for this stream. And I'll do something different later. I can try that Frostborn later. Let's try this. Yeah, I know. I thought about it. Lone Tech, you're absolutely right, but let's go and cut it back on. And I'm going to give it a minute to power on before I do this. All right, fan's back on. All right, printing. There it is. Now we have something at the root. Let's confirm that, and let's try to print this one. Okay. This one is heating up now. This one, it only needs the bed at 50. It wants the hot end at 210, which should be fine for this filament. I haven't had any problems printing this filament at 210. So the bed is fine. The hot end is going up to 210. I'm not sure if that Frostborn I was printing earlier was actually a G code. I'm surprised it let me, but this one looks better. I'm not sure if that first one was a G code. It may just let you print whatever you want. PDF files, docs, whatever. There we go. Much better. If it's only 21 minutes, I think we probably can go that long. All right. It's printing in the corner a bit, but it is printing. We're a little high. Let me see, can we baby step it? Well, I let you baby step X, Y, and Z. And that does appear to be working. So, good to know you can baby step this printer. And that seems to be cleaning it up okay. It didn't start great, but I think we're fine. I just heard the fan cut on. Odd time to cut the fan on. All right. We're gonna have to give it a couple of layers to look decent again because I did that baby stepping in there. Some sort of heart, but it's looking good. I have to admit, if this printer prints as well as it should be able to, it could be a real winner. I might even want to review it. I mean, volcano style hot end. Can I feel that fan? A direct drive extruder. A well-built machine with a 32-bit and silent board. If I'm looking at it, and okay, let me get closer. Let me switch over so I don't kill you on this. Again, I'm going to have a much better setup when I get this going. Let's see. It's in the wrong corner of the bed. It's a very, very quiet machine. I definitely can't hear it. It's way quieter, even with the cooling fan on, than obviously my modified Ender 5 Plus back here. So it is. It's a vase. It's a heart vase. I think it has a little bit of over extrusion, but that's not the printer's fault. That's the slicer's fault, in my opinion, because you can turn down the flow. But yeah, it's just printing a heart base. It's cute. Spare nozzle included. Very quiet. Construction was easy. It's the most pre-assembled printer I've ever put together. Everything looks really tight on the one I got. I have no complaints so far. Can you not find one, Owling? Did they not have one on Amazon UK? Does dx.com have one, and do they ship to the UK? Sorry, not being a UK resident myself, I haven't looked this up. So here is, yeah, here you go. I'm gonna go ahead and post this since this is from Dill Extreme. I'm gonna go ahead and post this in the chat. So this is directly on dx.com, but as I was telling you, the Amazon price if you're in the US because of shipping is about the same. Amazon price is still a little bit higher, but you'll get it Prime. So the DX pricing, I forgot to mention. So if you order one off of Amazon, if you decide that you want to get one off of Amazon, and you send them a message and say, mention my live stream, just mention Kersey Fabrications, they'll send you $10 back. So they've offered a $10 discount. I tried to get that in the form of a coupon, but they weren't able to put together the coupon in time. But if you send them a message and say Kersey Fabrications, after you've placed your order, they'll send you $10 back. That's what they told me. But dx.com does have it. But again, it's about it's funny. It's a $238 printer that's $172 to ship. So you always have to take that into account. No shipping to the UK, and I have a lot of international viewers, so I'm sorry about that. So far, I like it a lot. Obviously, this is going to print flexibles. It'll print PETGs if it will actually get up to 260. Let me look at the nozzle. I threw it into the... So it is a nozzle's a volcano style nozzle. See that? So long nozzle. You know, they said 300 millimeter per second printing speed. I'd love to test it since I know that it has a volcano style on it. Because you might be able to get really close to that, or I don't know. I've never tried to print that fast on any printer. But you're going to be able to get a lot closer to that given the volcano style. It's going to be a lot faster. A lot more capable, I should say. So, as usual, the filament 1 filament's printing like butter. I think it's long text commenting that going that fast on a tall printer might be a problem. I'm guessing that just depends on what the geometry of the model looks like. It could look ugly as you got to the top. We still got 75 people here with 81 likes, so I'm assuming all you guys actually liked it at this point. Dan did a good job at the in the middle of the stream, getting everyone to like the video, and I appreciate that. We kind of hit off of our max viewers, but I appreciate all you guys sticking around. This is looking really, really nice. I can get it up to the good camera once once it comes off the bed so that you can see in detail what it looks like. Like I said, I think the bottom layers look a little over extruded, but you can fix that with the flow, so I'm not going to fault the printer. So people in the chat, what do you think? Should I do a full review on this printer? Does it look worthy? My only fear about doing a full review is that people can actually get their hands on one. I want people to be able to order them. I hate to review something and then people have a tough time finding them. Well, you know what? I'll let my representative from dx.com, I will let them know that we've got UK buyers that want them. Okay. Owling says yes to a review. I think I might want to review it because if I review it, I will really give it a good once-over. I haven't really seen a machine like this with this feature set. Between the direct drive, the Volcano, the 32-bit, everything upgrade, it is really, really quiet. I mean, I can get close to it. I can hear the fans a little bit in the bottom. But it's really quiet. I mean, this would be one of the quietest printers I own if the cooling is good. I think I need to reprint. I would love to find out if Newereal has that model available. If not, I'm going to have to redesign it for that cooler. I won't let a cooler hamper an otherwise good printer. New Zealand, $254 shipping. Okay, so maybe it's just new. Hey, David's still there. Don't forget the link to the screwdriver. That's a good time to put that in there. So as I said, I haven't done a full review on that screwdriver, and overall I'm happy with it. It's not perfect. Very few tools are, but overall I've been really happy with it. So I will send you a link to it. I feel safe enough to send a link to it. Let me get that ready for you. So I bought this in September and have been using it off and on since. So if you try it out, let me know what you think of it. I'm always careful. I only recommend tools that I'm really, really sure are worth recommending. I don't want to recommend a tool and then people be like, you know, what the hell. All right. So here is the screwdriver link. So if you want to check it out, it's not cheap. It's about a $55 screwdriver, but I like it. There are some other options there, but this was the one that had the torque setting on it. So that's the one. That's why I picked this one up. So we understand why this one's so short. Number one, it's a vase, and number one, they've shrunk this vase down to like, I don't know, a quarter of its regular size. Yeah, I need to catch one of your live streams, Dan. I don't catch as many live streams as I really want. I hardly get to even catch them, I don't know, anytime. During the daytime hours, I'm with family or I'm just catching a little bit of work on the side. What is the belt? Magnetic? What belt? Daniel? What do you mean? The belt on the printer? Ugh. On the printer head. X belt is hidden. Yes, the X belt is hidden in the extrusion. It's a very good point. It is on, so this is obviously, it's a 2040, and it's on the bottom side of the 40. You can see the tensioner over here. I can't see it. Okay, so you can see the tensioner over here, and it's on the bottom side of the extrusion going through the middle. And again, it's got the tensioner on it, which I love. So I mean, there's a lot to really like about this printer. Both axes have tensioners built in. You mean I don't have to buy it aftermarket, like on Creality printers? That's terrific. So it's just a typical belt. They're nothing fancy. They're not like Gates belts or anything. They're just black belts. Let's see, what else can we talk about? What else do I have going on? So I have mentioned I'm building the droid. Please follow me on Instagram if you're not already following me there, because I've been posting those on Instagram TV as I've been pulling parts off the printer. Like I said, over back here I have the spanner, the tool of the droid printing. If you saw it a long time ago, I don't know, it must have been 6 months ago or something like that at this point, I printed the helmet. And it's one of those tasks that got put off to the side because I had so many technical reviews I wanted to do. And now that I'm getting the lab built out here so that I can really expand the capability of the channel, I'm finally getting back to some of my projects. I'm actually working on 3 projects at once right now. I'm doing a technical review project, which is part of like the direct drive review that I put out yesterday. I am doing a model build, which is the big droid that I'm building, the pit droid, which will go over positioning parts for 3D printing. It'll talk about how to use the slicer. And then I'll talk about finishing parts to make them smooth and glossy and shiny and beautiful. And then I'm also working on kind of my dream projects. Things that I've wanted to do for a long time but didn't either have the time, money, capability of doing. So I'm doing one of those on the side, and those are more secretive. I don't want anyone to really scoop me on those projects if that's possible. And so I've got a project working in the background right now that's a really big deal. If I get it out there and it works the way I'm supposed to, because it's one of those, like I said, dream projects, and so I'm really excited about it. But I can't share it until I'm a lot further along. It's nice, the belt. Let's see. Yeah, the belts are really straight. I'm happy with the belts. Let's see. How often do you have to? Let's see. Current slicer, still using Cura. I was a big fan of Cura 4.4. I used it for a long time. I switched to 4.7.1 when I needed to do the dual extruder video, because the dual extrusion, they have a lot of updates in 4.7.1 for dual extrusion that really made that work a little bit better. Excuse me. And then, but now if I get time today, I may be switching to 4.8. It's about time to kind of do a refresh of my profiles. Every so often, I like to kind of reset. I try to take all the stuff I've learned about Cura, about slicing, about printing, and I will reset my printers. I'm like, let's start over. Let's redo them. I mean, I remember most of my settings, so let's reset those printers, reset up my settings, see if they still look good, see if there's something new that I can do. And I think with 4.8, I think I'm going to do that again. How often do I have to recharge the screwdriver? Depends on how much you use it. So I probably recharge it. I don't use it like a ton. So maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on how often I use it. I haven't had to recharge it a lot, but it's been a while. And it still has power. It just didn't have enough juice to do those high torque screws. It does well. Idea Maker. I actually downloaded Idea Maker, not the newest one, but I downloaded an older one, and so I really hope to try Idea Maker again. It looks like a really nice slicer. Thanks, Asker. I love Idea Maker too. Okay, well, thanks for dropping by as usual, and thank you for your support on Patreon too. I really appreciate that. We got a lot more coming. I think this one may have just messed up on me. So back here, I have a clog, and it's going to tick me off. This model, for some reason, this spanner model, has killed me. I've printed the rest of the droid without any failures, or with very minimal failures. And this model, and I don't know why, is just screwing with the printer. And now I have a clog on it after printing on this thing for almost a full day. Don't know why. No idea. So now I got to stop this one, which will make it very quiet in here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's just that one. Printed the rest of the droid without a single clog. Don't know. That model is killing me. That happens every now and then. Have a single model that you just can't seem to get to print right. Well, that's part of the hobby, I guess. That one even made it through a filament change without any problems. Beautiful filament change. And here I am, 12 hours into that print, and it fails. I swear. That's okay. It's not even that much filament. It's not even hurting me the amount of filament I'm using. It's just the time wasted. Hate wasting time. This one's still doing really well, which is what really counts for this stream. This one's looking really good. I should try it on this printer. You're right. That's exactly what I should do. But it's like a 24-hour print, so it won't be during this stream. There we go. That was a very quick print. Very nice. There you go. Let's take a look. Wow, it's thick. That's a thick model. I'm not going to just show on this camera because this camera is just a webcam and it's not the best quality video. So, all right, I'm going to take a look at it. Switch back over. Get my stool out of the way. Okay. So, it is not perfect. As I said, I think that there can be a little flow adjustment on here. But it looks really, really good. I say really, really a lot in my videos, and now I've told on myself, but I need to quit. Anyway, so it looks good. I'm going to actually get close to the good camera here, and we're going to take a look at it and see if it looks good on the big camera. Let me get out of studio mode here. So that I can watch me do this. All right, so let me make sure I don't trip over my wire because I'm still unwired. Let's take a look. Boom. There we go. I'm on the wrong kind of focus. I don't know what it's trying to focus on at this point. What does it think is the focal? You know what? I'm going to fix it. I want you to be able to see this up close. Let's see. Switch, switch, switch. Does that work? Oh, there we go. Yes, you have to have the right autofocus mode. There we go. So feel free to comment. I can't read comments right now. But it looks really good. I mean, it particularly looks good on camera. So no complaint here. The bottom's not going to look very good. Again, I had to adjust the... But it doesn't look bad. I had to adjust the baby stepping there. But I'm happy with it. It looks really good. Successful test print. Layers, like I said, in person, the layers are a little... they're not perfect, but I think it can be adjusted. So... thoughts? Not bad for out of the box. That's what I said. Looks good for a first print. That was pre-sliced. And I agree. It very well may not have even been sliced for this printer, given the fact that it printed in the corner. I would have thought that it would have been printed in the center if it would have been for this particular printer. So I think there's a lot of tweaking that can be done for this printer. My guess is that since you can hardly find this printer, you're probably not going to find a pre-built profile for it, so I'm going to have to build one. But now I want to play with it, and that means a lot to me. So if I get a printer that has me interested enough to actually play with it, then I'm going to do that. And then maybe we'll get a full review on it. Oh, you know, Owling, that's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. So that one's all done. And so if there's anyone still on the stream, we still got 65 people watching. Thank you very much. Is there any... I'm going to call this one good. While I obviously can't recommend a printer that I have run one simple print on, and cannot give, you know, a long-term sort of like review of, but given all of that, I can't complain. I really like it. Out of the box experience is terrific. Super like well assembled. Out of the box, 32-bit main board, quiet machine, big build volume, very sturdy. I mean, like really sturdy. I'm moving the table here, not the printer. So complaint-wise, the only thing I could say is I need to fix the cooler here because I do think it was bent during shipping or something. So that needs to be fixed. Need a bigger spool holder on it because this one is not deep enough. And what else? The hot glue was a bit overdone. But that's not going to affect anyone that's not going to be taking it apart. So the hot glue is a me thing, not a printer issue. Yeah, I'm for an out-of-the-box experience. I mean, I can't even complain about the price because you don't get good out-of-the-box experiences with half the printers that are out there. They're too big of a pain to put together. The instructions are crap. The something wasn't assembled right at the factory and you have to fix it. So, you know, given the price, given the size of the printer, given the fact that technologically it's up to date, has a direct drive extruder, I can't even complain too much about the price. I think that it's a nice printer and I'm really happy with it. And if I can fit it into the schedule, I probably will do a full review of it because I do like it. And I would love to follow it up with a good review if it turns out to be a good printer after using it some. It does resemble a Sidewinder. I don't have a Sidewinder. I've only watched a lot of videos on them. But I don't know. I seem to have less complaints about this one than some people have had about their Sidewinders. But I like it. I like it. So my recommendation is it looks really good first impressions wise. I can't recommend it wholeheartedly, but I can say that if it keeps performing this well, I will recommend it. Okay, that's it for this one. So I do want to take a second. If you have any questions about any of my recent videos, if you have any questions about the Ender 5 Plus or Ender 5 that you want me to answer on the stream, that you've been like, dying to ask me, go ahead. This is your chance. If there are no questions, I'm going to sign off and I'm going to spend the rest of my Sunday chilling out with my family. Any questions about the printer, about other stuff that I've been working on? And Dan is signing me off. Let's see. Thank you very much, 3D Printing and Painting. Yeah, I mean, the Ender 5 Plus back here clogging for no apparent. I mean, why did it clog? I have no idea. Very strange. It may just be time to pull it apart and put it back together. I've been printing a ton. I've got a box full of droid parts, and so it may just need a tune-up. I mean, that happens from time to time. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Wallaby. And thanks, Wallaby, for everything you do. I appreciate that. Aaron, everybody. Lone Tech. Again, that's it, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for dropping by my stream. Thanks for spending the afternoon with me. This one was a lot of fun for me because I always love it when you put together a printer and really enjoy the process and enjoy the test printing. So you guys have a good evening. Have a good day. Have a good week. Stay safe, stay socially distant, because I don't think anywhere in the world, unless you're like in Australia or New Zealand, you can really get back to normal still. So everybody stay safe, wear your masks, and happy printing. I'll see you next time.